Algebra 2. We're going to start that trig unit. So the very first lesson, we're exploring periodic data. And that is something that is kind of relevant to what's happening today. Looking at the data from the COVID-19 and analyzing it and seeing if there's some sort of a pattern or some sort of a cycle. I know the bell curve or the curve that they're talking about relates to probability and stats, but you can also use a lot of periodic function and periodic data to chart the rise and the fall of the cases. So that's what we're doing. We're exploring periodic data. So a period, you find the horizontal length of one cycle. Okay, so it goes across one cycle, a horizontal length of a cycle. A cycle is one complete pattern. So if I'm looking here, and let's say I can start from here and come all the way up, I've got one complete pattern. From here to there would be one complete cycle. Or from here to here is also one complete cycle. So I could say from -3 to 1 is one complete cycle. Okay? From -3 to 1 is one complete cycle. So one complete cycle, a period is the horizontal length of one cycle. So I'm looking at the length of -3 to 1. Well, what's the length of that? Like, how far apart are they? So it's the absolute value of -3 minus 1. So this would be -4, so it'd be 4. That means that the period is 4. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4 units over is one period. Okay, so it's a horizontal length. Pretty easy to find, pretty easy to see, really easy to see the cycle. Over here, if you have this as your pattern, that is not periodic. Okay, there's no charting of a horizontal length. There's really no cycle. Okay, horizontal length, they're pretty much the same going across, or something is happening the same going across. Okay, amplitude is half the maximum number minus the minimum number. So if I'm back looking at this periodic function, to find my amplitude or the height of that function, I would take 1/2 my maximum number minus my minimum number, or 1/2 of 6, which is 3. That means that my amplitude is going to be 3. Okay, 4 minus a -2, 4 plus 2, so I got 6. Half of 6 is 3. So my amplitude is 3. A lot of these periodic functions, especially when we're dealing with the sines and cosines, the amplitude up here is going to be the same as it is down here. So it'd be, virtually, this would be your amplitude. Okay, 4 would be your amplitude. If you're looking at, ones that are same up as same down. So that's what you're doing today. You're just looking at the data, looking at what a period is, looking at a cycle, and amplitude. Pretty simple, easy concept to understand, and used all the time. They use it with earthquakes. They use it with Yellowstone. It's used all the time when you're looking at the periodic data. Okay, so there it is, periodic data. If you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me.